The Claude Coast arc. We're going to jump right into it because last session we left on a bit of a cliffhanger as you guys managed to return in time to Riley Port to witness that a storm hung over the Damzera state. And just as time resumed, you quickly told your family to evacuate and get to the airship as quickly as possible. And already streaks of lightning could be seen arcing down towards the farmland and the surrounding outskirts. 4 Griffin riders, as well as Ross himself, have kind of come to your aid. As an early warning sign, they've also spotted dark shapes and shadows in the wings of these creatures in the clouds. And as soon as you perhaps notice them is when they also decided to strike. There was quite a grueling first round of combat as they unleashed all of their lightning breaths one after another, nearly taking out Irina and Llewellyn, uh, followed by the actual storm's lightning itself as well. You attempted to manipulate the clouds and the weather, and you actually caused the kind of space to open up, giving you a bit of a clearer vision. Straight after that, they flew away, clearly using hit and run tactics, waiting for their breaths to recharge, and you brought them back down, getting a few more pot shots off of them before they fled even higher still. At this point, you decided to jump atop the airship and pursue them. So, as you've found yourself right now within effectively the eye of the storm itself, you guys have just been surrounded again by these dragons. It looks like they are swooping in right as we speak. And at the top of the round, I think we actually have Andy acting first. So you can just see these creatures, all of them crackling lightning between their teeth. They are swooping ever closer. Looks like they're about to bombard you from every angle. What do you do?
Okay. If that's the case, then I think what she's going to do, she'll whip her hood back on or whatever she needs to do to, of course, get the stars and aim one at the closest that's coming in.
Okay.
There's little normal errors. I'm not going to do much.
Just
It's level 5th level.
Yeah, 5th level, so it's 7d4 plus 7.
But I do!
Oh, you need to unclick the box, so click it again.
Oh, from Soul Starfleet.
There you go. Yeah. Plus 6.
So 24.
24?
Yeah.
24 damage. Okay, which one was you aiming at here?
Whatever one is coming closest first.
They have a synchronized attack. They're all coming in pretty much the same distance.
Well, he'll Rog then.
Okay. 18 damage?
24.
Was it
It's
24
7d4
damage?
plus 7, not 7d4 plus 1.
Okay.
Magic missile being... No, magic missile.
Alright, 24 damage to him. Believe it or not, still up. But he takes this shot to the chest. All these magic missiles just impact him in almost the same spot, knocking him back. And straight after this barrage, he looks to kind of go into a dive, like his wings kind of fold, his head kind of cranes back, and then he kind of flips over and just begins to descend straight towards the ground. So he's going to drop quite fast and rapidly, probably below the airship some distance, can maybe make out its outline within some of the clouds, but it's tricky. I'm gonna drop him out. There we go. All right. Okay. Anything else on your turn? Any movement? Any bonus?
No. She'll stay where she is.
Okay. Oops. Then we go to Ericos's griffin. Well, it's actually all the griffins, I'm going to say, because
Yeah.
easier that way. They will try to fly and intercept this one that's coming head on. And they have enough movement to actually get up into its face as well. And once again, gives it a quick peck. Misses with that. A claw. Misses with that as well. Just barely scrapes across its scales. Okay, this one will also attempt to do the same. Trying to form like a makeshift barricade with them. That one... Where was he moving from? Does have enough movement to get in there. Goes for its own series of claws and pecks as well. Oh, natural one. It just flies straight into the dragon. Just gets almost knocked off his...
Oh god, another.
Oh my
nat
god,
one.
double nat one.
It's getting
This griffin
buffeted
goes into
by
a
the wind.
tailspin. This griffin's not having a good time. Just flailing around in the air as it's getting battered by the storm. Okay. This other griffin is going to break off and attempt to fly into this one. Oops. Didn't mean to do that one. Okay, finally, one of these claws does strike. Probably claws it in the eye. And then the last one on Ericos. Well, Ericos is going to go on his own go, so he's just going to keep that one back. So that's the Griffin's go. It is the layer action. So the clouds storm around you, this roiling maelstrom, and Irina lays unconscious on the deck. However, I need everyone aboard it, except who's in full cover, like, for example, Llewellyn and the other family members who are underneath the actual deck. But I need everyone aboard the deck to roll a dexterity saving throw.
I mean, mine's an automatic fail, so.
I'm afraid you do, yeah.
Mine's not great.
Okay.
Is that me as well? Sorry.
Yeah, if you're at the top there.
Oh yeah. Dex save.
You're plus 10, only a 14. Oh. Wait, why am I?
Stun.
Okay. The lightning here feels way more powerful than it did on the ground. This time it just arcs from every direction, and it does strike quite a lot of you. Gonna roll 4d10 lightning damage. Yikes.
Oh.
So halved if you got above. What is it? It's actually only DC 14. It's not that high.
So I
Oh, Kashan,
failed,
you actually succeeded.
which means he takes no damage, right?
Nothing. Just barely able to quickly duck
yeah.
underneath some cover as the lightning streaks its way across the deck of the
And
ship.
We round up to that 16 if succeeded,
Yeah.
right, normally.
And you only take half as well. It's 15, 16, yeah, 16 lightning damage if you got 14 or higher, or 31. Yes, indeed. I better roll for a couple of the other crew.
4d20? Holy crap.
Yep. Wow. Amazingly, almost everyone aboard, everyone in your family actually succeeded. Those were some good rolls.
So interesting question, Chris. We know
Yes.
from the past that if you get struck by lightning while you're down, you come back up. There's a whole magical item on based on that. Surely Irina comes back to life, right?
Right. So what would be the point in having a magical item if it did it automatically?
Okay. I tried.
Yeah. Cool. Okay. Irina, you take a death saving throw,
No.
and the Damsir family are like, we can't stay out here. We should get your friend to safety unless anyone can heal them. All right. Well, Kishan, it's your go.
Sweet. I can't do anything. Yeah, but that's no fun. Now we're talking.
You could run forward and jump onto the griffin that what's he called is on.
Chris.
Yep.
It's raining right now, isn't it?
It's pouring down. Yeah.
It's like heavy rain, like heavy
Yeah.
rain.
Yeah. You're getting soaked up here.
Yeah.
Oh, 'cause
So
you
I can run on water without being impeded.
I knew it.
That's amazing.
Uh huh.
So
I'm waiting for this.
do I do it? Because that's quite a fall if I do it like this.
Do it.
Maybe drowned.
Ah, okay.
I
I'm
will
gonna
be judging your decision.
I'm gonna test the waters very quickly. I'm gonna run back a bit, and I'm going to attempt to sprint forward towards the front of the ship. And about halfway, I'm going to try and kind of like step it up.
Okay. So you're trying to just on the deck of the ship. You're not jumping off of it yet.
I want to try and like do the initial first step. So just kind of like tippy tappy on raindrops.
So because the rain is literally falling as you're trying to step onto it, it's physically impossible to run on rain. Maybe if there was
Time stop.
something like anti-gravity or someone controlling and shaping water, like that would work. So if someone was like holding water in the air with storm magic, that would work. Like even watery sphere, I would allow you to jump off a watery sphere, but not rain itself, which is already falling down as you're trying to jump on it. You're more like just falling with it as you step onto it.
I'm disappointing as your choices as a DM.
Disappointed in the laws of physics, I know.
But
But
this
hey.
is magic.
No, it's nothing's
Okay.
magic.
It's magic.
The
Everything.
rain is not magic.
Oh, guess I'll shoot a ballista then.
I mean, you could totally work with Carius or Erikos if you wanted to pull off some sort of stunt like that, but they would need to shape watery platforms for you to leap off of to do that. You could do that, but your control winds is right down at the bottom. Yeah,
Go on then.
you're out of that range.
Let's do this. So I'm going to quickly explain my plan of wanting to drop kick the dragon and see if it's possible with the shape water.
Erikos. I could attempt it. You hear Erikos shouting over the storm. But you need to wait and I'm. He seems to be lagging behind, and
Well, in that case, Kashan is going to hold his action, and he looks excited.
okay, all right. You'll hold a movement or hold an.
Hold move.
Yeah, okay, holding a dash. All right. Oh God, let's hope it pays off.
This is gonna be so cool.
Ericus is gonna start building up watery globules in the air, and he starts trying to position them, but it looks like he's gonna take a second or two to get that done. In the meantime, Ryles is. You said you're gonna get Irina up, Carrier, so she's gonna leave her there for now, but maybe just pull her closer to you. And
Just
the
drag
rest of
me
the
by
family,
the boot, arms and like hair trailing along the deck.
yeah, narrowly's helping. Riley is basically the whole family right now. There go. So I'm gonna say Briseis is gonna fire off a ballista.
Yes, oh my god, kill the dragons. Don't worry about me.
Yeah, they're doing a combination of both. They can use their movement to get you closer whilst also firing off a bolt. Sure, but there's only 4 of them up here at the moment. The others are down below, apparently. Speaking of which, where's... Yeah, I was gonna say, why on earth is he below deck? Well, he hasn't got many hit points, nor is... He's kind of the older siblings. Anyway, let me roll a quick ballista shot, which I believe is... was it +6, wasn't it?
Jeez.
Jesus. Found it. Fuck. That took for a while. Yeah, I was already right. D20 +6. 18. That's a hit. Jeez, just enough as well. And it does 3d10 piercing damage. Oof. Yay for me. 19 damage to the one right ahead, which is still hurtling towards the ship. And this ballista gets jammed right in between its wing and its body. It lets out a draconic roar. That seems to only fuel its lightning breath further, which is about to be unleashed. And in fact, given that that's about to happen, I think the rest of the crew here, instead of firing a ballista, they're actually going to dive for cover inside. Yeah, you know what, Riley, narrowly, they're both going to dash and run inside. Dasily is also going to use her full movement dash and try to drag Perseus the rest of the way. They're basically all diving below deck. So I'm just going to put them in there. Because they can see this dragon is not slowed down by this, and it's about to blast it across the deck. In that case, we go to Irina, another death saving throw. A success. And Carius, you're up. Okay. You're a little bit quiet, by the way, James. Yeah, just a little bit. That's a bit better. Is it just me, or is that anyone else?
Just you.
There you go.
Why, for some reason, the... Apologies for anyone watching, because for some reason it had muted my audio.
Okay. Well,
So,
you,
but anyway,
you're good now.
yeah, we're...
Just in time as well.
I'm trying to target the drag... I guess I can target the thing in front of it, because I'm assuming that represents the dragon.
It does. Yeah, this thing.
Yeah.
I've put the little icons there to sort of show
Yeah.
which ones are which.
And we're gonna go... We'll go with a vicious mockery. And
Okay, what do you say to the dragon?
I'm just calling out. I'll do what I did before. Ha! You call that lightning? Sounds like you're all thunder and no lightning, you prick.
12. I failed, didn't I?
Yep, have 9 damage.
Oh man. Very good. I'll add that real quick.
And
Seemed
it
like
has
did it.
disadvantage on its next attack roll.
Oh.
I don't know what I was still targeting
Irina
Irina,
left.
apparently. Oops. My
Oh, well,
insults
that's
aren't
fine.
quite that good. But, yeah.
I did click X on the box when it prompted me, but
Yep. But either way, I've done some damage, I've done some healing. I've hopefully annoyed it enough that it'll change its targeting to me. Which actually, rather than being there, I actually want to be like one from where I was there. I instead want to be like there, so that I'm not directly in line with the ship when I do my insult.
I see. I see what you're trying to position yourself there.
Yeah, so that
Clever.
if it goes for me, it's not going to hit the ship,
Uh,
not going to hit my allies.
Definitely seems infuriated by you, and the fact that it's swarmed by these griffins now. It turns and says, "Oh, I'll show you the storm. The lightning is right in front of your face,
Carriage,
or what's going to be left of it."
Carriage just
and it-
lets out a little smile and just like does like a gesture and like, bring it.
All right. I think it swerves around just enough so that it can aim its blast, hitting at least 3 of you
Yeah,
with its breath here.
yep.
And I need you to roll a dex save, don't I? Let's
Oh, either
let's hit
way,
you with the.
I'm getting... Alright, let's go. Dex save. Come on, Dex. 14. For some reason, it also rolled a dex save. I don't know why. Rolled a dex save against itself.
Yeah, I don't know why it does that. I just rolled a random natural 20. Goodbye. Put that in the bin. All right,
But I
so
have a feeling
10d10 lightning damage coming your way, and poor Ross as well.
I failed the save. I'm pretty
You
certain.
did, I'm afraid. But you do have resistance.
Yep.
It's
Just-
going to make all the difference when you face down this tremendous surge of electricity straight through the griffin, probably obliterating it. Well, give it a chance. Yep. That's gone. That griffin is boom, reduced to feathers as it flies through it. And I think Ross needs to roll as well. There's a natural 20 for Ross. Woo! Okay, he sees it coming and he's like, "Oh, evasive maneuver!" And he dodges out of the way just barely in time. But he's looking rough. Even dodging it is a bit rough for him. So Carius, you're left alive, barely, but your body is thrumming with power. You've absorbed a portion of it. And you can feel it like crackling at your fingertips, ready to potentially fire back. Okay. So, however, it actually has a lot of movement left. We're going to have one of the griffins make an attack of opportunity with its... We'll go with its claws. Misses, I'm afraid. It is not within. Wait, has your glaive got reach? Then you can make an attack of opportunity if you wish to use your reaction. Is it a cantrip? Then yeah. Yeah. Because if as long as you got Warcaster, you can do that. Let me just. Booming Blade doesn't quite yet work on Foundry, but yeah, you'll figure it out. What is that damage? That's 20 damage if you hit. So you've still got to make a melee attack. Oh, is it? Oh, it's the other way around. Okay. Because it thought when you cast Booming Blade, it targets self. Yeah. I think better just roll a melee attack and then just do the damage after. Oh, that's a good hit. Yeah, I'm not sure why, but it's probably because of the self spell. Anyway, that's still a hit, and so you do 11 slashing, and then how much thunder? And then if it moves, which is about to, 20 damage. Is that extra? Yep. Ow. That took us. Oh god, lad, that was a lot. It didn't expect to take so much damage from just a retreating blow, and I mean it was actually 5 foot away from you as well. It wasn't for that glaive. You kind of reach forward, just the tip kind of boops him on the nose, and it shatters the horn. All right. It retreats with this baleful screeching sound and has disappeared into the clouds. Okay. It is the next dragon's go. There's a lot of them, all after one another. Which is right here, here, and here. Okay. This is the one coming up from behind. It is fast approaching the back of the ship. It kind of banks to the left, turns to here, right up behind Pericos's griffin, and aims a blast across. I think that's just barely gonna hit. It will, yeah. Okay. Andy, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw. You're just on the tip of this lightning breath. And you pass again. Damn. Alright. However, the damage is still tremendous. 62 lightning, reduced to 31 to Andy. And Erikos needs to roll, as well as his griffin. Oh no! His griffin is going down. As for Erikos... Oh boy. Let's hope he rolls well. He would, yeah. Come. not great dex, but rolls a natural 20. Wow, so that's 31 down to 16. He's still alive. Ericos is blasted from his griffin. Um,
Does he jump to the
okay,
ship?
where is he in the turn order? He's falling. He goes straight after these two dragons as well. But he is beginning to fall from the griffin. It's just kind of like electrocuted, shocks up in place. Poor griffin. Oh yeah, hold on, let me give you this as well. Yeah, he absolutely does have stuff to fly around in the storm. In fact, every time he casts a spell, he does the same thing. He can fly for a distance of about 10 foot. So that it is a bonus, but he will begin to plummet, but he doesn't look like he's panicked. He has taken the blast incredibly well, and just seems to look back at the dragons and be like, "It's about time we put down your stubborn little children of your clutch." He's just falling as he's saying this. Next blue dragon is this damn griffin in the way. Let me just see how far you are. Yeah, you're out of range. I think he's going to ignore a single griffin, take an attack of opportunity from it. We'll see how much it does with a claw. Yeah, that'd be great. I mean, your one was damaging enough. 14, not gonna do it though. Kind of scrapes across its hind, before it just flies past it and into a view of you, Kashan. This one, I'm gonna say he comes across. He's gonna fire downwards into the deck of the ship, so he's directly above you. Looks down and just blasts it, trying to make a hole through the ship and you. Can you make a dex saving throw, Kashan?
Bring it.
Nice. You take no damage. You dodge out of the way, thinking, "Whew, that was a close one." But then you look at the ship as splinters of wood erupt from the top deck and shoot straight through each floor. Doof, doof, doof. And there's people down there, namely Llewellyn. But let's see if he's collateral or not. I'm gonna say
I'm over here.
there's a good like 25% chance that you get struck. So I'm gonna roll a d4, and on a 4 you get hit, Llewellyn.
Oh no.
Nope, you're good.
Yeah.
It's devastating. Right next to you, you can hear the loud crack, and you see all of the ground around you has been scorched. It's probably a fire lit as well, just from the sheer blast. But it does narrowly avoid you as it's flown over. Just check where it got to. Actually ends its movement directly above you as well, Kashan, so it's kind of flapping its wings there. Alright. Ericos's go. So he needs to get back up slightly. So Storm Sorcery. Whenever he casts a spell, yeah?
Yeah, whenever he casts a spell of first level or higher, he can use his bonus action to surround himself with wind to move 10 feet without provoking an attack of opportunity.
So he's going to cast Fly to stop himself from dying.
Ah, spell I don't have access to.
He has to actually get back up as well, so that's a priority for him. So the wind at his back, he's suddenly going to launch back up into the ship's level. At that point, he sees you, Kashan, getting blasted by this dragon. He's going to bonus action, quicken. Well, he doesn't need a bonus, but he can quicken spell. And as a cantrip, he'll just use some shape water, some good old good old shape water. You can't go wrong with. And he's going to create a sort of a globule of water, kind of just above your head, Kashan. It's stationary in the air, and it kind of then stretches and elongates into what looks to be like a staff. It's as much as he can do on his turn, but he's created like a pole that you could climb up and leap off the top of. And the dragon is just there floating above you. You can use your held action now if you want.
Sounds good. Yeah, so Kashan will do a little bit of parkour and will kind of like jump onto the side of the ship, pick off a bit, and then start like wall running up this pillar of water.
Okay. You can do so easily with your monk movement. Running up a wall is no problem. Just as you get to the top and try to leap onto the dragon, I'm guessing, do you want to give me an acrobatics check?
Sure thing.
Yes. And I'll give this thing an acrobatics as well.
21.
Yep, it's nowhere near as dexterous as you. You're able to jump. Do you want to go onto the back of it or onto the wing or?
Yeah, I'm just gonna go like base of the neck.
Okay, cool. That is quite doable. It is trying to evade you and maybe jostle you off, but you're too quick, swinging around onto its back, landing near the top of the neck. Okay. All right. That's going to end Ericos's go. He's done everything he can. Ugh.
Thank you.
And it is Tilrog's go. Hmm.
Who dived down a fair bit from memory.
He did, yeah. But he looked like he took like a fatal wound from the magic missile, but let's see where he goes. You suddenly see his wings unfurl as just a distant shadow. But he's about 106 feet below. And he's going to fly up underneath the ship. And let's see here. He's going to launch. Yeah, you know what? He's going to fire right directly at the ship. So another lightning bolt straight at it. And
Oh no.
yes, there's a chance it hits people. I'm going to roll another d4. And the direction this is coming from, it could even hit Karis's family here. So I'm going to say on a 2 it hits them. On a 4 it hits Llewellyn. Nope, just damages the ship, which is still dangerous for you guys because the hull is not that sturdy.
Yeah.
You're mostly invested in speed and the cannons. So I'm going to say the ship is literally on fire at this point, and you guys are feeling the shudder.
At least it's
aboard it.
raining.
At the very least. Where'd he go after that? That is most of his movement, but he is still about 40 foot below the ship. And he's kind of out of sight as well, so I'm going to just put him in invisible.
You'd be out of sight from me
Okay.
as I'm quite far away from the ship.
Alright, Llewellyn, so you'll go. You have no idea where these blasts are coming from, but you can see arcs of lightning shooting down and up through the ship.
So I come out of this room, I guess.
Can do.
Or is it- Yeah. Oh, I'm moving everyone apparently. What the?
Don't do that.
It's not giving me priority over my own character, and only my own character. Yeah, you're doing that, but
Yeah,
if I
because
try
I
and
just
move-
selected your token.
but what
Easy peasy.
if I do this? It moves everyone one place.
Yes, because you've got everyone selected.
But it won't let me unselect, even
Uh,
when I'm only clicking me.
Just
Well,
like
there is a button which
yeah, you press
there's
the X
clear
button.
targeting and selection.
Or you can press 6, I think.
6.
Maybe.
Okay.
No, it's 8 on mine, but yeah. On the token controls, there's a little circle with an X in it. If you click that, you should get rid of all the
Yeah.
targeting.
It's 6 on mine, but I've got less options than you.
So this room is here, isn't it? I know it's different from the airship that we have normally, but let's call it
Roughly.
this. Yeah. It's not like I can just cross over.
You're really quiet as well, by the way, Jamie.
Am I? It might be
Yeah.
because of my voice. I don't know how to turn myself up, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything's at full for me.
I'm just going to turn you up manually.
But yeah, James wasn't quiet for me, but it was quiet for you for some reason, which is weird. Anyway, I'm gonna roll my Crown of Stars to begin with. D20 plus 10. Wow, that misses. There goes that
Crown of
note.
Stars goes wide.
Like right in front of my face, and I'm just like, and it just goes straight through one of the holes in its wings.
Most likely. That was so unlucky.
Wow.
You could have swore it was about to hit and its wing just sort of flaps and then you see the hole straight through it. Like, damn it. It says, I wear my scars with pride.
I can't do the thing I was going to do because now Kashan is on top of it.
Well, there's other dragons to pick from.
Yeah, but I can't see them or get into view of
You
them.
can see this one, and down south.
Yeah,
if
this
you
one
move...
to the south, you might be able to spot.
Oh, but there's a room in the way.
That's why I was thinking.
Not really, because if you're coming up to the top deck, then you would see. If you remember the actual original ship layout, there isn't a room in the middle. There's a deck and a room below, so you would have gone downstairs effectively.
So I've done 5, 10,
This isn't the original ship, it's just one I could find to be a rough
50,
depiction of it.
20. Hi, Ericos.
All these
Yeah,
guys are kind of below.
I'm gonna try and polymorph this one into.
Okay, sure.
Into, I don't know. Let's go with the good old classic. Turn it into like a worm or a snake or something. Something that can't fly.
A worm or a snake? Cool.
Yeah.
Giving it a wisdom saving throw.
Yeah.
14. I believe your DC is like 17, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
So with that, you see the wings pull in, the legs suddenly pop. The tail and the head kind of remain, but its body is just a long, elongated, slithery blue snake.
And then I'm going to go into the other door that would have been on the airship on the other side of the airship. But I'm going to hold concentration on polymorph until it naturally goes of its own accord. So when it hits the floor.
So until you feel it run out. Cool.
Yeah.
That removes that dragon from combat.
So let's see what happens. Well, it falls 500 feet a turn.
It
so
does. I guess so. In that case.
Which means
Well,
it
it'll be a
takes
turn before it gets there. I'll say.
Yeah.
means it would take 20d6 falling damage.
That's a lot.
That's the plan.
All right, Ericos breathes a sigh of relief as he looks behind him and sees that creature is no longer there. Okay, that's your turn.
Yeah, that's all I can do. That's my bonus action and my action.
Okay, we're back to the top of the round with Andy.
Right, I'm gonna run to the edge of the ship, and she's gonna look how far down has Tilrod got.
I think I'm just going to turn Discord on. You're probably right. Yeah, it's my Discord needs turning on.
Yeah. Not a bad idea trying to find Tilrog one way or the other.
Okay, sorry, could you repeat that now, Kirsty? I had to turn everyone up. That was all.
She's gonna run run to the edge of the ship and look down. How far down is Tilrog again?
He is 60 foot down. No, sorry,
Excellent.
40. Where did he go? 100? He's 40 foot down.
Excellent. So she's gonna fire off another magic missile at him.
Oh dear. Okay. Roll that damage. Oh no.
Making full use of that hit or whatever.
16.
Plus 6.
Oh,
Plus 6, so
So 22.
22.
22. Okay. This time, you see the strikes go straight through the wings, tearing it apart. He has nothing left to fly with except these spindly, scaled twigs. And as he flaps twice, flaps a third time, you see him beginning to descend. And he looks up, still lightning gritted between his teeth, snarls at you as his figure just disappears beneath the clouds.
yeah, she just gives him the middle finger back.
Ugh.
Nice. Also, I'm quite liking that when this, because of how dark my room is, when this flashes, like my actual lighting flashes in my room, it's quite atmospheric.
Awesome. All right. Anything else as a action or bonus that you can?
No.
Okay.
I'm good.
All right then. The griffins, just before they do go off before the layer action. So we'll have. Let's see.
Ca-
Yeah, this one is floating around plus Ross.
Yeah, can
They could
Carrius call
pursue
out
the
to
one-
this one to see if it can spot where the one that went over this way went, so that Carrius can find it?
Yeah. Okay. Sure. All right. Search and split up and search for it. You hear Ross commanding the griffins. They'll roll a perception check. And Ross can do the same as well.
Wouldn't theirs be flat because they have advantage
In-
on sight? Don't
Yeah,
they?
you're right. They have advantage, don't they? Yeah, you're absolutely right. So it'd be 7. Not great for the first one, but it'd be 17 for the second one. Which I'll say is enough to see the figure some distance away. It's gone about. So look, what's here? So it's about 40 foot into the clouds, completely obscured. But you can the griffins can hear this flapping of wings in amongst the lightning, and they kind of fly towards it, using as much movement as they can.
Yep.
And they'll
That's
just
all I
say
needed.
they'll just let out cawing noises like squawks to like give you a location.
Perfect. That's all I needed.
Okay. The layer action goes off, and another streak of lightning goes across the entire ship. And I need everyone to roll a dexterity saving throw.
I'm guessing not me because
Everyone
I'm not on
aboard.
the ship.
That's true, yeah. Well, you are in the clouds, though. This is still hitting, like, a lot. It's just basically, if you've not got cover, then you take 4d10.
I'm good then.
I suck at deck saves.
Actually, because you've taken out a couple of the dragons, I'm going to reduce this damage. It seems they're basically the ones willing the lightning to strike at you guys. And with 2 of them down, it seems like the lightning is less vicious. But I do need save still. So Andy passes and takes 10. Kishan gets 21 and takes nothing. You take 10, Carius, and Irina, you are hit, but you've managed to kind of dodge and roll out of the way. It grazes you for 10 damage, I'm afraid. You're back
Look,
unconscious.
I'm unconscious again.
You are. No. Irina, you slide across the wet deck into a crate where the ballistas are being held. You just kind of like slump up against it. Oh dear. Kishan, you're up. Literally. On this bloody dragon. Oh, he's back.
I'm trying to make some pasta. Yeah, so I'm still on top of the dragon.
Yes, you are.
I'm just gonna bring my stuff down on this.
Okay. John hasn't been hit. This is the total flip. This is the 180 of what normally happens with Kishan going down first. Kishan's like untouched this game.
Yeah.
That is a nasty hit, by the way. 12 damage.
You can't get
Uh,
anyone.
and also, just before I roll damage, can I get a con save for it?
Uh-oh. You can. But these things proved hardy last time. Let's see
This
if
is
you
fun.
get it right in the nape of the neck. See if it's enough. A 15.
That is the save.
Just holds on. He's flailing around. Get off of me, you furry rodent.
Make me.
Ah. Oh. You see a tooth fly out as you whack him on the top of the head again.
Let's have another one. Why not?
Oh god. Uh-oh. How much more luck has he got in the tank? Not enough. That stuns him.
And I'm just going to use the rest of my movement to hop back onto the ship.
Yeah, it's kind of flailing towards it. Probably slaps the side of the ship enough for you to like jump off with the momentum. He is stunned.
That is 2 going for a 500-foot fall.
Oh wait, how far away is Tilrog?
Oh,
Tilrog is out of sight.
Oh,
somewhere
sorry,
beneath the cloud.
the one just above.
Oh, this guy.
one up here.
So yeah, this is the one you just stunned.
Oh, it was.
Yeah, I just
Okay.
put a little token there to represent his face.
I see. Okay.
Okay,
well,
you've knocked this one out, but he's still conscious. You can see him just a bit dazed, and he's trying to flap his wings, but they're going out of sync.
Oh, in that case, I mean, I guess I can. Flurry of blows. Why not?
Yeah, go
While
ahead.
I'm still on top.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll just jump above and just 2 feet, just drop kick, with advantage. 20 to hit.
Yep, another 9 bludgeoning. You're
Doesn't
looking.
it fall if it's stunned?
So, stunned isn't incapacitated, is it? So, no. It's. Hold on, let me check. Oh, it is incapacitated. Yep, it should be falling.
Oh, okay.
Um,
In that case, cancel that last hit and I'll hop off.
Well, you know, I'll give him a chance to land on the ship because he is kind of above it in some degree, and his claws are like outstretched. So, he's probably flapped onto the side of the ship.
K came off. K came off.
And he's trying to cling on. I'll say if you do your knockback ability,
I was
I-
literally about to say, is like, okay, so with this last one,
his jaw's like hanging on the side. Like,
natural 20.
oh god.
This is the Kiyasta!
Damn. And he rolls. He doesn't roll. He fails his dex save automatically. Yeah, and the jaw gets dislocated as his head snaps back. Wings kind of flap forward, and he is beginning to fall some 300, 400, 500 feet into the clouds beneath. He's gonna have a hard time waking up if he does.
Hit the floor.
And I
Yeah,
shall
if he
end
hits
my
the
turn.
Very nice. Irina, let's save. One fail. The ship is shuddering and lilting to the side with the amount of damage it sustained. As your body slides around, your head gets knocked into one of the ballista's stands, making you concussed even in your unconscious state. Carius.
right. So, based on their sort of positioning, would you say that the dragon is within 120 feet of me?
Yes.
Would one of the other creatures be in the way of that if I did a line of sight, line attack?
No, like he ordered them to. He said spread out and locate. So they've actually come to the flanks of the creature.
Perfect. So we're going to do a lightning bolt towards it. we're going to do that at 4th level, and we're going to do it as a heightened spell, so there's disadvantage.
Heightened. Okay. Deck save for the young
I haven't
blue
placed
dragon.
the template because
That is a whopping fail. Or a natural 3. If it wasn't for that disadvantage.
so because I didn't put the template down, because obviously I can't see it to line it up, that would be there'd be 8d6, so that's 9d6 damage. And considering what I've seen for all of the others, you know what? Screw rolling. Destructive Wrath.
Oh, he finally activates it.
I was
Carius has had
saving
enough.
it, but I'm just like, nope, die.
I mean, being on the verge
Yeah, so
of
that's.
death yourself.
I mean, I've absorbed
fine.
like 3 of its lightning bolts. I'm thinking I'm channeling that into the pure wrath of this, which is 48 lightning damage to it.
48 lightning, which is not resisted, not immune, as you've been able to effectively master lightning within your own body. Fire it forth with the power of Rylier channeled through you. It adds a tinge of the radiant, a godlike power to strike down your foes, and that is actually enough to do just that. You see its body burst, one wing flies off the other way, a tail is just spinning into the air, and essentially its head just sort of slumps, charred. As you see that outline descend into pieces.
How much does that take? Again, I can never remember how much heightened spell is it. 3? 3. Okay, so that brings that from 8 down to 5. Okay, and then as my movement, please say I've got enough movement. I'm just out of range. Is there a way I can do this? Not without that. I'm just thinking if I've got a feature that will allow me to get to Irina on this turn. No.
There's still smoke emanating from your hands as the rain begins to sort of extinguish it.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Karis is gonna then fly back towards the ship as fast as he can, which gets him to there. But actually, this is going to be a bit of a weird one. Because my weapon has reach, can I essentially poke Irina at a distance with it?
You're literally going
oh.
to stab me back to life.
I was going to
Is
use
that
the
your plan?
I was going to use the blunt end.
Sounds like it.
The blunt end. Okay, I'll allow it.
So I'm going to quicken a spell because I need to.
Only because Irina's body's like sliding all over the place. They kind of do slide up against the side of the ship.
Okay.
Just enough for you to reach them.
And we'll do a spare the dying.
And because, of course, the ship itself is tilting to the side. Does not look like it's going to stay up much longer.
Yep.
That's a bit too much.
But
Just
yeah,
tilt it that way.
there you go. There's the spare the dying. So.
All right. Spare the dying. You are spared. Paris, that ends your go?
Yep, that's me. That's movement, bonus action, action.
Just in time to finishing that thing off. Because it was about to take its go. And
I think the other.
so was the other one. And the other one. All right. Jamie, roll 20d6 for me, please.
Gladly. 68.
Okay, not that many. Not that much, please.
That's
Oh, God.
Okay.
And you
Do you
turn
want
it into a snake, yeah?
Yeah, just a snake or a worm, something like that. That's a snake.
Cool. Cool. So, Snake has
One
But-
hit
2
point.
HP. 2 HP. So that weathers the storm pretty well, I'd say.
66
And the other 66 damage piles over, and well, you don't know. All you know is that the spell has ended. Let's just hope it ended the life of a certain young blue dragon at the bottom of the Damsir estate.
Is Kashan going to roll the other 20d6?
That's coming up now as well, actually. Yes. Yeah, go ahead. Roll 20d6.
It's
Kashan,
satisfying.
You got it.
It's very satisfying.
Roll some
Oh no,
ones
that's
for me.
D20s. Sorry, Mum.
It is 20d6, right? We cap out.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Which I kind of disagree with to some extent. I also feel it should be D10s, not D6s, because it's per 10 feet of movement.
20d6.
Right. Hold on, so 5 times, what is it? They're up.
72.
And I turned that one into a stunned.
You do 50. 5 times 20 is 100 feet? That doesn't feel right. No, wait. What am I doing?
5 times 20 is 100.
Oh, it is. So 100 feet is basically the max full distance.
Yeah. Which seems ridiculous because
Yeah.
based on that, a barbarian at like level 5 can jump from the stratosphere and barely
Yeah.
have any damage.
I mean, it is a heroic fantasy. At the end of the day, you guys somehow overcome a lot of stuff like this.
Yeah.
Regardless,
I still think
the-
it's for D10s.
this guy is still stunned and he has like his wings flapping around, hoping to maybe stop the fall somewhat, but Kashan stunned that thing so hard that it's literally having no luck in keeping itself aloft. And you just hear this almighty crashing sound, probably the splintering of wood, and just this almighty thud down below.
Like cabbages!
Karis actually thinks for a moment, actually, we might have been growing cabbages.
Oh god.
Ericos pulls himself up the side of the ship. He is looking very wounded. He's gonna fly over towards Irina and we'll actually do an actual cure wounds.
He's a better healer than me. Healing.
Irina, you're back up on 6 hit points. Okay. Now, Lavelin, you're up. You can feel the whole ship tilting to the side. There are huge holes through several decks.
I
The
am
ship
going
is
to,
also on fire.
I'm going to rush down to one of the holes that I can find. What's like the biggest hole?
Probably the one that you were at when it came directly through the top deck.
Yeah, and it's the. Is it the bottom that would be the problem, or the top?
The top is on fire. That's the biggest problem by far. Although it depends on what the one and the bomb hit. I mean, they're both pretty severe in damaging.
I'm thinking in terms of what will keep the ship afloat.
That would be the clouds that it rests upon.
So the lower deck, the lower. So I'm going to go to the bottom, and I'm going to. Storms are generally cold, so it's not like it's going to melt. So I'm going to use Cone of Cold to basically create a patch. There's been a lot of water and raining. Hopefully, I can create like some sort of patch using Cone of Cold.
Okay. You want to like freeze the water
Yeah.
around it. Yeah, I think you did something similar to the tower that was falling
And the
off of
cathedral, yeah.
the cathedral. Yeah.
Maybe I'll
Okay.
just makeshift put some planks there as well to freeze in place.
Yeah.
All right. Roll damage for your cone of coal, please.
Yeah. I don't need a template, but I've done it anyway, but sure. Oh god. 40.
Wow. Well, I rolled the lightning breath, as you can see, which came out to be 37 damage. I'm going to basically count that as what you needed to beat DC wise. And you rolled incredibly well with the Cone of Cold. 40 easily beats the 37. And you freeze an entire plug as the water around the decks expands. It not only puts out the fire, but like creates this seal, this patch of ice frozen over the base of the ship. Good
So
job.
We should be able to keep aloft then.
Hopefully. The other part is the fire on the top of the deck needs putting out as well. So we're going to come round to Andy's go and see if you can solve that. Got anything for fire, Andy?
Anything for fire?
To put it out.
Not really.
If not, there are other ideas you can potentially do.
I mean, most of hers are things like, you know, throwing magical curse words at someone, or throwing magical missiles at someone, not necessarily putting out fires. And she ain't gonna use her cloak to flap the flames out.
Smother the flames.
I mean, she probably rummages around and she gets out her water skin and thinks, yeah, that's not gonna be enough.
If you want, you can roll an intelligence check and I'll give you an idea.
Okay. I mean, that's initiative, isn't it? That one.
You can choose not to take it, or this doesn't use your action. 20. Wow. Okay. You remember there was a little robot aboard the ship that was great at repairing things. You shut him down, unfortunately, because you were worried that he was going to deassemble everything.
He was taking the ship apart.
He was, but maybe, just maybe, there's a chance he could put it back together again, if given the opportunity. That's the idea. You'd need to basically power him again with a moonstone.
See, I'm not sure about that, considering, of course, we had to shut him down because he was taking the ship apart.
Sure. But the ship wasn't damaged at that point. Maybe his purpose was to repair things, and he couldn't find anything to repair, so he started changing things. I mean, he wasn't just destroying the ship; he was making things from the ship. But yeah.
I would also like to remind you that we did put him in a closet locked with a reverse lock pick of a 25 roll.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, the ship is splintered and pretty damaged.
Maybe there's a hole in the wall?
I don't think there's anything I can really do to help with the fire situation, but of course I can always, she probably looked at Kashan and she's just like, all right, Captain Kashan, we need to get this boat down. What do you want me to do?
I can direct Andy towards the flappy flaps. What are they called? Wings.
Yeah, we can at least try and help get the ship down to ground level or something like that safely. So.
No, perfect.
Okay. In that case, Kashan, what do you want to try and do? It's your turn.
I'm gonna bring her down.
Okay. Descending was a tricky thing last time. You remember getting up very easily, but the ship seems to be a little bit stubborn when it comes to descending. I want you to make a wisdom check for me to basically persuade the ship to come down. You could even say things to it if you wanted, but it's
You've done so well so far, but we need to get this fire out. You need to get down. Please.
Please.
Persuasion?
you can roll persuasion, and I'll give you advantage because you said please.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
There we go.
Looks like it helped. Saying please always works. You see the ship beginning to evaporate some of the clouds beneath, lowering it enough. It's going to be a slow descent, and in those turns, the fire might spread, but you can see you are making your way towards the ground. Okay. Rylis is up. This is the whole crew. They come out and they're like, "Are the dragons dead? Are they
Yes.
gone?"
Well, they fell down and they didn't seem to be flying, so probably. Wait, wrong accent. They fell down, but thinking of my other accent. Apparently, being struck by lightning fuddled my brain entirely. Not surprising, I got hit by a lot. But yeah, they fell down. I struck one with enough lightning to bring it down. Kashan punched one into unconsciousness. Llewellyn turned one into a snake for some reason, but that seemed to work. Hopefully. And I think Tilrock took a few too many magic missiles to the wings.
Okay. Just as you say that, you see there's an explosion aboard the ship. The fires have spread to a nearby cannon, or perhaps even just the black powder for ammunition. Just for the cannons, that is. You see the fires have taken almost the top half of the deck. And she's like, "Ericos, do something to put out this fire!" And they seem to be trapped on the stairs. They can't actually get up to the top deck. So they're just gonna retreat back down. And Irina, you are conscious. You come to and you feel a very hot sensation around you. Perhaps it's Candlewick trying to snap you out of it. But as your eyes open, you see the ship is...
Yeah, if I see the ship on fire, I'm concerned. Like, obviously, I've been unconscious. I'm concerned it's my doing.
For once, Irina, this
so-
isn't your fault.
Shield is coming off the back, slamming it to the deck, and I am using control water to try and put out as much as the fire as I can.
Okay. The helmsman shield, isn't it?
Helmsman shelter.
That's the one.
So while wielding the shield, you can expend 4 charges to cast control water. Using a spell save DC of 15.
Okay. So you can potentially change the flow of water. You could freeze water. Do you want to? You describe to me how you shape it to put out the fire?
Well, she's not used to wielding it, so
Yeah,
she's almost gonna manipulate it like she would. She's almost imagining, obviously, when she extinguishes herself, when she uses the investiture of flame, and she's almost basically using it as like throwing down like a blanket of water.
Okay. A fire blanket, almost.
Essentially a
made
fire
of water.
blanket, but made of water.
Excellent. Well, the ship has been in the sky for a while. Rain has landed atop the deck, and you've made this kind of...
It's like when you make your duvet in the morning, you give it a flick.
Yeah.
You have that kind of energy in the morning?
Yes.
All the rainwater that's landed on the ship, as the ship tilted to one side, it's created like this big puddle on one side of the balcony, and then you grab a hold of that and basically flack it out to make this blanket of water swoosh across the side of the deck. You hear sizzles and simmering sounds as some of the flames are put out, but it seems some of it has also spread up one of the masts as well, and it's dangerously close to one of the sails. But you've definitely laid out the blanket across the deck. You can walk safely across it. It's just a few bits to get rid of left, and
then
so that's mostly your action.
that is my action. Yes.
Okay. Harris, you're up soon.
Yep, I've got an idea what I'm going to do.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think that's about all I can do. I'm just going to sort of move.
Okay.
And then Harris.
So Karis is going to call out to everyone to hold on tight, because he is going to expend In this case, a 6th level spell slot to do control winds again. And essentially,
Wow, you still got that.
yep, I haven't used my 6th or my 7th, so
Really? I swear you've used 2.
nope. I've used control winds twice at 5th level.
Oh, at 5th, but not. Right, gotcha.
Yeah, actually, yeah. Let me just actually check my sheet because I've also used. No, I've only used control winds once. I used fast step to use my other one. That was.
Oh
one,
yeah, that was right. It was Ericos who used the other control winds.
So ignore the rolls that it's asking, but essentially, Karis is blowing a wind across the ship to try to extinguish the flames with like the intense gusts of the wind. Try not to blow anyone
Okay.
else off.
Normally, wind or air spreads fire.
Well, but in
dangerously,
this
so-
case,
Oxygen causes fire to go poof.
yes, but in this case, it's the air is full of rain, so I'm basically using control
Okay.
winds to control water, in a way.
Okay, that makes
Okay.
more sense. When you said that, I was like, that's not what happened.
I'll tell you what, because of this nature, it seems a little
And
bit
also,
on the wall.
it's like blowing out a candle.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it-
very
'cause-
big candle, which
Yeah, and
uses air
I'm
to-
using enough wind to knock a dragon out of the sky. I feel like that's enough wind to pull out a fire.
okay. I'll tell you what, just give me a d20 plus your spellcasting ability, so charisma.
D20 plus 4.
Yeah, go ahead and give me that. 23. It's pretty good. It's damn good. In fact, you can't get much better unless you roll an natural 20.
Yeah.
In this case, then it's such a blast of wind, and it's full of wet clouds that just sweep across the mast, putting
Yeah.
out the last remaining bit of fire.
And then for my bonus action, I am going to help the ship go down a bit by changing the direction of the wind to blow it down.
Downward. Okay.
Which I'm using my storm guide ability, I think it is, in order to do that. I think it's a bonus
Oh,
action
right.
to do that. Pretty sure it is. I'll double check.
Excellent.
But yeah. Yeah.
With
you
it,
can-
the sounds of thunder get more and more distant as you pull yourselves away from the vicious storm and towards the damned zero state. You know what, I'm going to take those strength saves that you rolled and just use those for a moment. Ishan and Irina, you managed to stay standing as the ship kind of comes to a landing. Andy and Irina, you fall prone. Sorry, yeah, Andy and the Velen, sorry. You fall prone as the ship slams down. It's not the softest landing, it's a bit bumpy, and you kind of both fall prone sliding across the ship. But the ship is down. Some probably about 40 foot away from the actual outskirts of the Damsir estate itself.
As we were coming down, could I try and have a gander to see count bodies?
Yep. Go ahead. Give me a perception check.
Because the last thing we want to do is find there's one less than we expected. 21.
21. Okay. You do see crashed into the roof of the Damsir estate. I'm going to drag you onto the layer, in fact. There is a scaly form, contorted, broken, right where the head of the table would be. Smashed. It's like his body got impaled on the chimney almost. Laying there, dead, is Tilrog, the Fulmination. Its wings completely torn apart from the magic missiles it sustained.
And the other 3?
There is very close by that one as well is another one that doesn't look as damaged, but it's probably underneath where all the damage is done. Its ribs likely broken, because it's fallen and like literally splat across the ground effectively. Its wings are splayed out, its legs as well. That one is the one that you polymorphed for sure, given the fact that it's sort of just laid down on the ground, spread out.
Nice. And the last one's dead as well.
Off in the distance, in the farmland, you can see the one that Kashan broke the jaw of, and it flew backwards. This one's laying backwards on its side, one wing folded over its body in the farmland, some distance away. Let's see.
We got it, guys.
Karis
Yeah.
just like, whilst like, woo, and then just sort of pauses and just goes, "Hey, Llewellyn, how much do you think that woman in Gaidia would pay us for blood dragon parts?"
Yeah,
What
wrong
happened?
accent.
Voice.
Your accent again. Yeah.
not exactly
Again, that is not the
saying.
that is the wrong accent. I am.
You okay, Carius?
I've been
Took
struck.
one too many hits to the head.
I've been
I was
struck
gonna
with.
say I can just imagine him on the floor like, when did I get here?
I've been struck by so much lightning today. It's frazzled my vocal cords. It's a whole different thing. It's because I've got
Yes.
two characters that are doing the other accent, and Karis is the only one with this, so I'm getting confused. Oh, right.
I was thinking the exact same thing, to be fair, and I also make a mental note just to my book, like, is there anything you'd want?
Though also dibs on Tilrog's skull.
No? Just
What was he saying, sir?
I make a mental note to my book, like, is there anything you'd want from this? Anything of value?
Oh, to the book. Sorry, right.
'Cause
I was
last
wondering.
time-
who-
Last time he wanted a dragon's heart, and he got a dragon's heart, and now. But that was a black dragon. This is a blue dragon.
Perhaps it's glands. Those breath weapons are quite potent. I'm sure we can make use of those.
That can be done. That can be done. Can we rest first? Because
No.
Because the last time we delved into a last time I delved into a dragon, it almost killed me while it was dead.
Yeah. I think a rest sounds good, but we should probably gather up the corpses and essentially double tap, make sure they're actually dead.
Yeah, definitely. We'll do that.
Because considering how these ones have acted, I wouldn't be surprised if they were playing dead. Just sort of glares in the direction of Tilrog.
We
Oh, Terog is most definitely dead.
Yeah.
In fact, yeah, his body looks so contorted. If he was alive, it'd be a sore existence for him. And like, it seems like Erikos comes down and is like, and looks at where his like stag head was apparently. It's now been replaced. That's been knocked to the floor and broken, and Tilrog's head just like dangles over the plaque. And Erikos is like,
That's honestly, that
A
was
new
exactly
trophy.
where I was thinking of putting it.
wow. At least he did one last favor. Placed himself on the trophy plaque for us. Shame about the roof.
Roofs can
And
be
you can see-
roofs can be repaired. The lives that I've lost can't be replaced. So luckily, we're all
Curious.
standing, except maybe a
Kashan,
griffin. What?
Yeah, Griffin or two, in fact.
Do you think your family would have decent ropes or chains? And Kashan, do you think if we tied the dragon corpses up, we'd be able to, like, without using real term words, lift them into the air and drag them over here like a helicarrier? But I don't say that because that doesn't exist.
I mean, we sell ships. We've probably got plenty of strong rope. Maybe not chain, but rope for definite. Though you could probably got some anchor chains around somewhere.
But what exactly do we want?
Well, for one, bringing them here so they're not just in the middle of anything and they don't try to sneak off if they are still alive. Two, um, there's that. There's a woman in Gaidia who buys monster parts, and we've got 4 entire blue dragons.
Plus, surely this would gain us favor with Gaidia itself, considering we got rid of all the remaining blue dragons.
Yeah. Or if we wanted to try to gain favor with the remaining blue dragon, because there is at least one, we could take them back to the primeval and see what he wants.
I was going to say it might be an idea to take them back there, because then it's a case of we've just killed 4 of you. You try this again, we're more than capable.
I mean, it wasn't their choice. These guys went rogue.
No.
Yeah, but it's a case of if they try to do something like this again, because it was their original plan.
We are the protectors of this land.
I don't think threatening them is necessarily a good idea.
I'm not saying threaten them, I'm just saying, like, you know, we could do this.
Yeah, but it is a good demonstration.
No, we take the bodies back. We don't say anything, but they know.
To be honest, we could also say, in a weird way, as much as I don't want to get on their bad side, they technically agreed not to attack, and the primeval is at the top of that food chain, as it were, so overall isn't he responsible for what they do if he's a proper leader, so there might be some compensation in it for us, potentially.
That's true.
Maybe.
But, I mean, to be honest, if we can get them onto the we need to make sure the ship's in a fit state before we go think about collecting anything.
Yeah, we need to do some repairs.
Good gun with the ice plug, by the way. I saw that. Nice.
Yeah, this isn't going to be permanent. It will melt. But
Yeah.
for now, it got us to where we are.
Yeah.
All right.
Karis is like, I'm kind of disappointed I didn't get to take out Tilrog with lightning, but good gun with the magic missiles there, Andy.
Yeah, that was cool as hell.
Just like the thought that one of the last things he saw was me flipping him off.
I honestly, I appreciate that, and I want to see, like, once we get to Gaidia, I might commission an artist there to paint such a picture. Because that would be amazing. Can you just imagine it? Just this dragon falling at
all
some...
the crap he gave us.
Yeah,
To be fair, that's going to go in the history book that I'm writing.
definitely.
Turog, the weak and cowardly,
It does also
killed by a
seem...
little girl.
Not that little,
Yes, but it sounds more epic that way.
but I suppose.
It does also seem like gravity is a good killer for these.
Yeah, if you can clip the wings, they're surprised. It's the same as when I hit them with lightning and it actually damaged them. I think that threw them off.
I
Sure.
think gravity's a good killer for anybody, to be honest.
I don't know. I once heard of a barbarian who dropped like 200 foot and was just walked it off.
Huh.
Imagine there'd be stories about that, so yeah.
Yeah. Barbarians are weird. They just get so angry that they just don't die from being hit.
The irony that I, outside of game, know that was
Yep. Yeah. I'm just
Well,
imagining.
that sounds really dumb.
Yeah, it kind of
Who
does.
jumps off a cliff and expects to walk it off?
I know, right? I mean, at least when I jump off a cliff, I've either got my glaive or I'll use a spell to, like, you know.
Are we... Wait, we don't know about the scroll about Ladorvu jumping off a cliff, right?
Not that I'm aware of, no.
Damn it. Because we're taking the mick out of, like, jumping off a cliff. Who would be that stupid? And Kashan's master literally did that.
Yep. But
I learned from the best.
I look to Ross, wasn't it? That's the guy.
Yeah. Because, oh, am I going to be in the painting as well?
Actually, to be
Yeah.
honest, considering that you helped, I'm honestly thinking if we're doing like a shot with all of them, we need the shot of the ship. I have no idea, but visually we need like Kashan punching one in the face. I know this didn't all happen at the same time. Then you've got like Andy flipping one off, Irina unconscious because.
Yeah, Irina's just hearing this and like, what did I miss?
And then I've kind of got this image of you two pointing them out in like some heroic fashion, like directing my lightning bolt.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's amazing. I might even get promotion.
Yeah.
Can you, like, not be unconscious? Can we just have me being like so entrusting of you that I take a nap and expect everything to be fine?
I mean, I suppose we can do a bit of artistic like license, or maybe we'll have like you absorbing the fire, maybe, and that's you've gone into like a focus state.
To be fair,
I
Ross,
just don't like the idea of obviously once we free the library, that being the portrait of me that they see.
I honestly love the
Being
idea,
the
but
damsel.
To be-
Being half dead.
to be fair, Ross, speaking of promotions, you definitely get promoted to an honorary member of the Kiar Stars.
yeah, and
It's my honor. I just followed orders.
yeah, but
And
you did a good job. I mean, some of those blows you and your griffin struck were, I think, crucial to the victory.
Yes, it was about time we dealt with those menace. I'll report all of this back to Guidia and let them know.
Yeah. And whilst I realise we can probably afford to do the repairs and we can probably get the repairs, if they could send any aid their way to help fix the damage, that'd be great. Not
Sure,
demanding
certainly.
anything, just requesting, you know. I mean,
I will also have to give some sad news to the families
Yeah.
of the two Griffin riders that gave their life.
yeah, Carius pauses for a moment and looks at the amount of money he has and he goes, it's not much, but here's 25 gold each for them. I realise it's not a huge amount, but at least it hopes alleviate the burden a little bit of funeral costs and such.
I'll match that. So that's,
Yeah.
that's 50 to each of them then.
To
Yeah.
their families.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Edible. That is something at the very least. There are
Yeah.
many loyal soldiers in the Guardian army who would gladly give their life to protect innocence, but
Yeah.
I'm sure their souls are at rest, knowing they
Yeah.
died for a good cause.
Yeah, actually, one thing Karis will do on top of that is he's going to go over to one of the blue dragons who are pretty battered, so it should be easy enough, and just yank out a fang, 2 fangs, and hand one of those each as like they took something from you, so you've taken something from them, sort of thing.
He kind of nods and just takes them, and he doesn't say anything, but he seems to appreciate the gesture.
Yeah,
Doesn't quite know the customs of the Damsir family. He seems
yeah,
to be trying to gather himself. He is also gravely injured from that battle as
Yeah.
well. But
But before you head off, Ross, head back, you should probably rest up as well. As
Yes.
brave and as noble as you are, unless it's ghosts, you're probably going to die flying there in your condition.
right, yeah, I'm gonna take a rest.
Yeah.
Your roof, it seemed like it crashed right into the living quarters. It actually has. Right, one of
Yeah.
the ones, the one you polymorphed there, did smash through.
But technically, wouldn't it have hit as a snake, so it'd be like a tiny amount, and then it would have just grown after that?
Right.
So it's wouldn't have done that much
mean-
damage to the roof, but like as it grew, it would have like smashed the walls open, maybe.
To some degree, yeah. It's not like a full crater in the ground, but it
Yeah.
has damaged the roof enough that there is rainwater kind of dripping and pouring in.
Karis is just
So it's
like
definitely not comfortable living at
Yeah.
the moment, but
Karis just does a quick calculation of where it's landed, and like, God damn it, it landed on my bed. I'm just gonna say that's his bed. In this case, it's probably not from previous sessions, but I'm gonna say it is.
Yeah.
We should have some spare bedrooms in the airship if anyone needs it.
Yeah. In fact, Lavellin, you got the magic left to pull up the mansion for a night. I think everyone deserves it.
No, I used
Ah.
Cronus Stars.
Shame. Maybe another time.
The ship also has 2 holes through it where, like,
Yeah.
it's equally as damaged, and everyone's like, well, maybe we'll let's see. We can easily roll out some bedrolls in the other rooms.
Yeah.
Just have to all kind of snuggle up together, I guess. That's what Nakini said. Shouldn't be too much of a trouble.
Yeah.
We'll have to do repairs over the course of the day.
Yeah. Fortunately,
It's
like
something to
there's
work on.
plenty of shipwrights and stuff here, so whilst they won't understand maybe the technology, I should think they can fix a hole in a
Yeah.
hull.
Let's hope so. For now,
And I mean, you don't need a
rest.
dry dock because it just sort of floats.
And we'll take a quick 5-minute break if we can.
Yep.
Just refill up.
Yep. Right.
And,
So we
take a
will
rest.
be right back.
All right.
Let's go live.
Yeah.
Woo.
Okay, and we are back. The dragons lay in the rain. Everyone begins to plan about what they want to do with these bodies and what they want to take back to Gaidia. So everyone has had a long rest at this point, if you wanted to. But we can say that you've been harvesting as well during this time. So the book has already specifically requested you must extract the Draconis Fundamentum.
Yeah. And with Carius helping me with aid? Because I've specifically asked
Yeah,
for him
I would
because he
be.
has
Yeah,
lightning
I would be
resistance.
aiding. Like I would be probably.
That
Yeah.
is doable. Survival
And
check.
horrible.
I'm afraid that is
We're getting
a
shocked.
fail.
We're getting shocked. This is what's
Yep.
happening.
You know, you know it is. I'm afraid the Draconic Fundamentum is a very volatile part of the dragon, and as you see its body is like impaled over the top, you try to like tear open the top, and as you try to pull it out, you see it just like slump, and it does. Oh my god, it does 10d lightning damage.
So this is
Uh,
because Llewellyn's been here before when he tried to extract the heart. You just see Llewellyn look at you and go, "Oh no, here we go again."
Do we get dex saves
Right, sorry.
against that?
Yeah, no, I don't think you do. No, you just take it because you're right next to it. You're cutting it open as it falls out. It
At least
explodes
this is
with
after the
electricity.
long. At least this is after the long rest. So
Yeah, you attempted this after long, so you were not too bloody. But I'm afraid both of you take 53 points of lightning damage, halved for you and Carius. It's as you cut open the throat of Tilrog, seeing this organ fall out and just detonate. This surge of power floods through you once again. You feel the spark behind the back of your eyes. You feel it in every single one of your fingertips. As this electricity is thrumming through your body, it isn't. This pain, it suddenly transforms into power. And you see this spark of electricity where your other horn would be, just kind of like this, kind of like sparking out like a Tesla coil. And even between the two horns, there's like an arc. All your teeth skittering little sparks between them, and yeah, Super Saiyan. And as that happens, Carius, that power that is absorbed into you is a level up.
Oh my god, I
Carius,
leveled you up.
Carius leveled up from Tilrog's lightning breath. Yes,
That's amazing.
congratulations. Da-da-da.
Does that go for all 4 glands, or is that just the
No,
one?
that was the first one.
Oh no. Can't do
Yeah.
worse than that, can I?
Do you want to try the others?
You got heals, haven't you, Carius? Enough to get me back up if this goes wrong. Oh,
And although Tyrrell got one last final zap, you can rest assured that at least you saved your family, protected them from this conflict, and have ensured their safety for at least some time, hopefully.
I am. I'm totally for killing myself on this.
All right. I'm just gonna come. Can I assist?
Yeah,
Except I'm gonna come and I'm gonna sit in front of that throat area, and I'm just gonna stare at it until I can see through it to the actual area he wants, and then direct him
Oh,
exactly
right.
to stop him from
That's cool.
piercing it.
All
Oh,
right.
okay.
Yeah, that'll help. You can definitely give advantage, and you can see Irina's basically pointing out the exact section you need to cut. Last time you cut into the throat, you just stabbed straight into it by the looks.
And she's literally just kind of like, do it very slowly, and I'll tell you when to stop. And do it gently.
Okay, I got that. It would be so much easier if I had two hands.
I got shocked so many times that I feel like I'm immune to it now.
You
Yeah.
Fine.
this time you are successful, and you manage to extract a Draconis Fundamentum.
One down, two left.
I can't help
Okay.
you with the other ones, I'm afraid.
So
You can.
one of them, I want to
can only do
mention,
this
one of
once.
the bodies is literally exploded into pieces, and you're only going to be able to really recover bits and pieces of that. One of those pieces is not the Draconis Fundamentum. It's basically, there's guts literally strewn over the farmland that you're going to have to pick through.
And so we failed the first one, so that's
Yeah.
kaput.
You succeeded the second one.
So there's one left. So
Yeah.
Carius, you wanna? Am I going down? That is the question.
Okay. Are you proficient in survival? Yes. Okay, you could do it then.
Sh- Sure, if that's I'm cool with that. Let's see what you got.
Go ahead.
12 isn't great, but it isn't terrible.
Not enough. I'm afraid you suffer 68 points reduced to 34 points of lightning damage, Carriers.
Yep.
As the thing just explodes once again.
Fine. Have a Constitution saving throw. Stop asking me for them. I'm not concentrating on anything anymore.
Go to your effects, you can end it.
I have. It's not there.
Okay, well, bizarre then. Don't know.
But yeah.
Anyway, you're at the very least alive, and you don't level up again, I'm afraid. But
Karis is just like, oh, the lightning.
And
it's,
then
you hear your book say it's fine. One is all we need.
and then I'll go help Andy with harvesting whatever else.
The scales.
Scales and whatnot. Yeah,
And
Okay.
give her
So does
advantage.
Andy want to give me a Dex proficiency? You should be able to click your jeweler's tools if you have them on your inventory. Yeah, if you click jeweler's tools from your inventory page, there should be a little dice icon.
yeah, I think it's
Am
done
I
it.
doing this normal roll or advantage?
You have advantage because, of course, Llewellyn is helping. So that's plus. But wait, you've got proficiency with these, haven't you?
Yeah, so
Plus 5.
18. Not bad.
I think it's because Foundry still doesn't handle the tools properly.
That's fine. 18 is a success. You have managed to acquire the scales from one of the dragons. And you can do 2 more checks for the other 2. So just roll that again.
I mean, how many scales do you need? Do you
Enough
need
to
a lot.
the
make
other two?
a couple of suits of armor.
This, because they're only young dragons, you're probably going to get enough to make 1 set of dragon scale mail.
Yeah, she's probably not enjoying this, to be honest. Having to
Yeah.
pick a dragon apart.
Sorry,
Not a success.
but this will be really good for Carius. We're giving it to Carius, are we? Or is there someone else in our party who can do medium armor?
Irina, possibly?
I really can, yeah.
Yeah,
Technically.
Irina can.
Who would it be
And if
better
not,
for?
you can always sell it.
Yeah, that's going to be a valuable thing. But to be honest, scale mail on Irina would be kind of cool.
Yeah, because you already have resistance. This would give Irina lightning resistance.
And then me and Irina have similar resist. Because Irina, are you resistant to fire, or is it just when you've got your thing up?
It's just when I've got my investiture on.
Ah.
Excellent.
I was going to
You
say we'd
have-
almost have the
see,
same
it is-
resistances.
all 3 dragons, the one in the fields, you can start to pick through if you wanted, but
3 should be enough.
the scales are great. They are in good quality, and they've maintained their hardness and luster about it. But yeah, so you can write down like 3 young dragons worth of scales in your
It's-
inventory.
Keeping in with Llewellyn, is there chunks of dragon
Yes,
that I can take
yes,
to make food?
yes. There are gizzards, liver, and even eyes and heart.
Yeah,
We're having dragon tonight.
Oh, God.
yeah.
The gizzards are also normally electrically charged, so
Yeah, slightly weird question though, perhaps not as weird as that one. Like, can I eat the dragon? The wave bender's Leomano essentially has like little like shark fangs sort of in it, sort of thing. Can I replace some of those with dragon fangs?
oh yeah, for sure. Do you want to give me a survival check to try and get the teeth out?
Yeah, why not? Let's go for it.
Go ahead. This one's a lot lower DC. In fact, it's so low.
Can Llewellyn be assisting me so I can have advantage?
It's so low you can't actually fail. I just looked at the.
I nat one.
Did you what? Really?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
That's why I asked if I could have advantage, because Llewellyn would probably be helping me because he's doing stuff.
Well, he's helping with the scales pretty much the whole
Yeah.
day.
Yeah.
So you attempt to pull some out, and the electricity still charging you kind of suddenly transfers, and it just explodes the jaw, and you see teeth scatter everywhere.
Karis just
Oops.
sighs and goes and tries another one.
You can pick up another one.
There we go.
There you go. That's a success. Yeah, no problem.
Yeah. I don't know if it's going to do anything to the Wavebender's Leomano, but I like the idea of having dragon fangs in it with that like slight, maybe like when I'm hitting with it, if it, because I'm imagining the sort of magic effect is almost like a translucent water around it. So I'm now imagining a few sparks in that just for visuals.
Absolutely.
Ah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Karis comes back after the harvesting. He's got a big smile on his face, but he looks absolutely battered because he's taken 20 d10 lightning damage today. But he looks at his dad and is just like, I think I can now, without getting hit, attack an enemy and they overcome their resistance. I think. Can I try it on you? Because you're the only resistance to lightning. Actually, I look at Aurelius.
No. He said, "No chance. Get out."
Ah.
It's all right. You can try it on me.
Yeah.
I think it's only fair.
Yeah.
Shocking grass.
Yeah. I was just.
After everything you told me.
Karis goes, just sort of pausing, goes, I have no idea what you mean. And then going to, I don't know if it automatically applies the Elemental Adept like it does with Ember's character, or if that's something you have to do extra, because I know you've got something.
Okay. Yep.
But-
So all you need to do now is when if you want to go through your lightning spells,
Yeah.
you just have to put there is an equation. I think it's minimal roll 1. I'll do it with you on the downtime
Yeah.
between them. But if you've taken Elemental Adept as your feat, then yes, this will 100% work. I'll have to redo your lightning spells for you, but it will work
Yeah.
once it's set up. And yeah, he definitely feels the blast. Yep, it works.
Karis like, yeah.
And
But
in addition to that, if you take like lightning damage from a non-damaging spell, you can overcome immunity as well.
Okay, so lightning damage from a non-damaging spell? What?
Yep, from a non spell. Sorry.
Oh, so like if I take dragon breath, I can still overcome their immunity, for example.
Yes.
Or if I'm
Yes.
just walking along and suddenly I get struck by lightning, I'm like, my turn.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Exactly.
Storm giants have nothing on me.
Potentially.
Um,
Let's look at the time. So I'm sure there's plenty more harvesting to want to be done, but I'm gonna say we can come back to that. There's gizzards and liver you're like laying out on the field. You can harvest as much or as little as you like. Bring it in, cook it up. I mean, who is it? Oh yeah,
Absolutely.
Dasily says, eating the hearts of our enemies. It sounds like a.
Poetic.
Wasn't gonna say that, but sure. Why not? Let's just make use of this. I don't think it's got a long shelf life anyway, so might as well make use of it.
should
I
you never know, it
assume
might well like coffee and give you plenty of energy for the day.
if
But I'm gonna cook some substitutes just in case people don't enjoy it.
yeah, if we've been harvesting all day, has the rest of the family been like maybe fixing the airship?
They don't know
Oh.
how to fix that thing. Apart from maybe the
hole.
hole, right?
Yeah.
Because that's very much a boat.
Yeah.
They can attempt to, but a lot of the inner workings of the ship are completely alien to them. They do a good job by the looks. They patch up the hole, for
Yeah.
sure. And that does take the better part of a day or two, probably more. The repairs are going to need to be checked again and again just to make sure they didn't do a botch job.
Well,
The
after
top deck is still very severely damaged, though.
after the first day, I'd be aiding with like arcane hand and whatnot.
Sure. Okay.
So,
That's
but-
probably what Ericos is mainly doing during the day, as well as Zerilius.
To be
Cool.
fair, I did get the what are they called, the guys up on the Stratus to show me how it worked, because I helped them with some of the building process with my tinker's tools to make sure that I knew how to repair it.
That's true.
So
That
I'm
is
probably
true.
going to spend my time on the ship trying to fix things.
Okay, cool. You can also give me a check as well then. Let's see. What would this be?
Is that with my tinker's tools,
Yes.
which are not on my sheet?
Okay, drag and drop. Let's grab you some real quick. Also, do you want to add your intelligence to this or your dex? Either one's fine.
Well, they're both the same, so it doesn't matter either or.
Okay. Use your intelligence then.
Yep, I am smarter.
I've dragged some Tinker's tools onto your sheet.
Okay,
Be able to pick those.
Intelligent
And
18.
so you're proficient with those. Oh well. So 18 is a good check, and you
Yeah,
do
it
manage
came
to make.
with my what's it called?
Yeah, no, I was just making sure that the actual roll added your proficiency, which it did this time. So it's good. Okay. So going through, it does look like some of the pipe work was damaged, where it distributes the actual clouds themselves. You do your best to replace those pipes with new ones. The deck is going to be more of a carpentry job, but you go around fixing the cannon that exploded as well, the one that kind of went up in flames, and you do a pretty damn good job of fixing up that cannon. It's going to take a while though. You reckon to fix the cannon in addition to everything is probably going to take at least a week. It's much more complex than just boarding together things. But you can do it if you want to spend the downtime.
Yeah,
It will
I want
fly.
to make sure the ship is in working order. That's my main goal.
Okay. Alright.
The dragon meat buffet. How did it
Yeah.
taste?
I'm
BT,
not
a bit
eating that.
overdone.
No.
Good? Bad?
A bit overdone. Because it was already cooked from the lightning blasts. From well, at least some of them. And then cooked again. Yeah, it's a bit chewy, tough.
Bad.
Probably most people don't finish it.
I'll add it in the bad section of Llewellyn's cookbook.
So effectively, over the course of a week's downtime, you can get the ship fully repaired. You can make repairs to the house. During this time, you would have harvested all of the dragon parts you can, the ones that will at least have a shelf life. You see that the two remaining griffins still alive. They have the kind of bodies of the two men loaded up, and they've flown away probably within the first couple of days. And just to report back to Gaidia what's gone on and to bury the bodies. During that time, you do see they send back Ross during this time. He also helps do some repairs on the rooftop using a griffin to basically lift up supplies to the roof and then back down again. It's a nice little, crane service. What else during this time? But yeah, I think a week's downtime is a good time for you guys to just chill out, relax, and during that time, Lavellum, I'm sure at some point you would have checked the compass.
Yes, I would have also been working on that spell. But yeah, I would have checked the compass to see if the direction stays the same.
Over the course of a week, you notice the compass has no longer got a direction. Doesn't seem to be pointing towards the west anymore. It's pointing to the east.
Back in Midra, probably.
And the clock as well is ticking forward. It's no longer ticking backwards.
So it's moved forwards to the next destination. Or moving.
So, impossible to tell how far forward or how far away, but you know the direction is no longer within the Claude coast. As for Kashan, I'm sure you're counting down the days, because in about a month's time, the Crystal Cave is supposedly opened. And I couldn't believe the luck of it. I literally rolled to see what month it would be. Just turns out it's the very next month. So yeah, you really lucked out on that, and you can easily start making preparations. But what kind of preparations they are, you'll need to probably discuss with the rest of the party. But perhaps you'll want to pick up supplies in Gaidia. Who knows? But it's a while yet, so you've got time to just sort of roleplay that out. And Andy, also, funnily enough, another thing that will also happen in a month's time, as you well remember. You're supposed to return back to the Vizier.
Oh, yeah, she's not forgotten that.
So if there's things you have planned or want to do during the next 2 to 3 weeks, now's the time to start thinking about them or bringing them to the table with the party.
Well, the only thing she's already suggested to them, which is, she wants to go and see her dad's grave. So that's the only thing she wants to do.
Does that sound like the next destination then for the party after they've gone and visited? Because Gaidia could be on the way if you wanted.
Yeah, I was thinking Gaidia, do what we need, sell these bits off, whatever, maybe commission someone to start making the armor, and then fly from there to the dry oasis, and then, or the outskirts of the dry oasis. Well, I suppose we could fly, we could sail, we could leave the boat here to be repaired to some extent further, or it depends. Have we travelled there? I'm thinking Gaidia, dry oasis, and then see what time is left and go from there. But probably Crystal Cave after that.
Rainfog, the Gaidia is the main city, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the capital.
She's not going to set foot in there again
Yeah.
Not until she has to.
It's fine. We can stay on the ship while they go and sell the wares.
Yeah.
Yeah, because honestly, it's not like a major trip. It's just us dropping
Yeah.
in.
I'm just
So-
saying Andy's not going to set foot in it because
Yeah, that makes
there's
perfect
an underlying
sense.
thought of if I go back in there, I'm probably not coming back out.
Yeah, that makes
Yeah.
perfect sense.
So,
Let's bring you back to the Guardian map.
one, I'd be checking to see
Oh,
how
right.
Elravan's book's going.
Running all over the
But-
place.
Two, while we're in Guidia, do we want to change his memory so he forgets meeting Andy and that Andy's has been in Guidia? Because I will know how to do that by the time we get there, with ease.
I mean, it's
I
not.
mean, you could potentially try it, but it's best not to have Irina and Andy there just in case. Because then we have deniability. We can be like, no, we didn't expect you to do that. But
I also want to just explain how the spell works real quick. It is a minute concentration that you have to spend basically inside the mind of a creature, shaping it, eliminating memories, reshaping ones that you want. It isn't just I look at him and I click my fingers.
No.
It's you really have to basically either have an idea of what you want to do in order to have the situation a minute
So-
with them long, like, and it's casting with verbal and somatic as well. So you are speaking and you are like moving your hands around. It's not something that is subtle, okay?
would probably need Irina to get a secret meeting like we have in the past, personally.
And you
Well-
need to be within 30 feet of them.
yeah, the problem
So unless
is,
you're
is
knocking
if
them
you do
unconscious,
that- if you do that and it screws up, he's going to know exactly why they were doing it.
But
And
That
that's
is-
not only dangerous for Andy, but for Irina as well.
I mean, the alternative would be to just never bring Andy back to Guidia. That's the only alternative. Now that he knows.
There may be other options we haven't found yet.
the modified memory, it's not ruling it out. I'm just saying you would need a period of a minute where you're physically casting and he isn't able to stop you or raise the alarm. You know what I mean? Like knocking him unconscious and then casting it, potential.
Is it actually a matter of he has to stand there for a minute, or is it I just need
They have to be
con-
within 30 feet and
Just-
you have to be able to concentrate and speak and
Yeah.
move your hands around for a minute.
So it takes only one action to use it, but you can only affect 1 minute, I believe. Let me read this because it does say it only takes an action to cast it,
Oh, yeah, and then they're incapacitated.
and then they're incapacitated for a minute. So it's not a matter of he'll be flailing about trying to stop me.
Yeah, that's true.
It's a matter of it takes an action to cast, and then I have to hold it for a whole minute while I rejig things.
That's true. Still, you'd have to pull off the spell, at the
Yeah.
very least. So
Yeah,
there is a risk involved, but
there's a risk involved in everything.
oh, for sure.
Yeah.
But anyway,
That's our best option.
so
Yeah.
I'm gonna take who's going. I take it. Everyone but Andy and Irina are going back to Guidia just to sell stuff and get
Yeah.
supplies. Okay. Sure. In that case, when you're returning to Guidia, the museum has changed. For one, as I mentioned before, they said that they were switching everything over, and they switched over to the Earth Elemental plane by some miracle, because it seems as though that's like a solstice that is coming up, and it aligns with the Crystal Cave almost. But if you wanted to learn anything more about the Earth Elemental plane while you're here,
Yeah.
could do.
That would definitely be on one of Karis's list, because having as much information as we can before we go into a place that is literally death for
Yeah.
most of us.
So the cloak just gives you a little a little tour through here and explains the properties that are known. And one of them is that it's a place of hidden riches. It is a wall against all foes, and it is also described as a grave for the greedy, because although it may be full of riches, it isn't a place that can be traversed normally by material plane denizens or races. Lack of air, lack of light, and the constant shifting of the earth can crush individuals. You could be lucky enough to arrive in a cavern that, doesn't have the lack of air, but you might also equally turn the corner and slowly begin to asphyxiate. Or you might be buried alive. There are other pockets as well of magma, water, ooze, dust, or even ash are particularly dangerous for miners if they accidentally breached one of the pockets that basically overlap into other planes. And finally, there is no light within the plane of Earth except for the rare luminescent gems buried within the crushing darkness. Travelers might be able to pass through the stone effectively if they had their own light source, but they'd be blind otherwise. So, with those pieces in mind, what kind of preparations do you want to make?
That's a good question.
It's not like a plane that you can just go, all right, let's go. There will be. You feel like you might need to make some prep, considering the dangers. Light seems to be like the least of your concerns, I think.
Yeah. We can probably deal with that in multiple ways.
Can we find an enchanter
Yes. Yes, you can.
and see if they can replicate the necklace
Of adaptation.
of adaptation?
So the necklace of adaptation doesn't just allow you to breathe nothing. Like, you still need to breathe. It just gives you advantage on noxious, like, gases and the
Yeah,
like.
but it specifically says that it allows you to breathe.
Normally in any environment. Oh,
Yeah.
right.
So I wouldn't be able to breathe if there was no oxygen or no gases there. But so long as there's some
Bye,
form
Steph.
of so long as there's some form of gas there, it basically turns it into oxygen for me.
Okay.
To breathe.
I see what you're saying. You could bring your own gas, is what you're saying.
Yeah, basically it is a gas converter from
Hmm.
whatever it is into oxygen using a necklace. So what I'm wondering is how much would it cost to replicate this 4 more times?
Okay.
I suppose. I suppose one of the questions is, whilst because I don't know how big, like I mean, I know it's an entire plane, but I don't know how long we're planning to be there. So I don't know if it's something that requires all of us to go, or if it's just like Sean's going to be going in. If that makes sense. I don't know exactly.
You gather from the extent of which Ladorvu has had to overcome. This is going to require
A lot of time.
a lot of challenges to overcome that Kashan may not be fully able to do on his own. So,
Yeah.
An arc of challenges, one might say.
Yep.
But yes, so how much do you think it would cost to have this replicated?
so
I mean, worst case, there's a casino in the area.
Assuming it's still there and
Yes,
I've
there
left.
is. Okay. It is going to be to replicate this enchantment. You find an enchanter, we'll say. The going price for this is 1,500 gold.
Okay. So we'll need to know exact. I mean, this is probably something to do between sessions. Work out exactly how much we've got from everything that we've sold, so that we can
6,000.
6,000. Yeah, we need 6,000.
Unless we can talk them down.
How many of you are? There's 5.
5. So
And
we
we've got 1.
You got what? So yeah, you're right. 6,000. 6,000 gold. Yeah. And I mean, maybe they do a bundle deal. You'd have to negotiate with them. So
Yeah. Carriers? Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I can try. I can try.
I mean, you're a regular customer to this city. Surely there's
Yeah.
So, what did I name the jewelers? Hold on. I think I've already got someone who basically fits the bill for this.
I don't know. It's called someone who sells goods regularly.
Hold on.
And where were those damn pirates when we needed them? They said they'd help us fight the dragons.
They would have to get through the storm. Whoops. Oh, they said they would help, but you never came back to them to tell them, hey, get off your asses.
We didn't have time. Is I suppose the problem?
Sure. Plus, yeah, you didn't know that was going to happen. That was kind of an ambush. Oh, here we go. The Glinting Amber. So there was an Earth Genasi named Gamadar, and he says, "Yes, well, the Necklace of Adaptation it's an uncommon rarity. You're in need of how many? 4?
We're looking at 4.
Yes, and
My, we'll have to. We have 2 available. We'll have to get importing, or at least enchanting several more. Yes.
And how long do you think that's going to take?
Maybe a week or so. It can be arranged, though.
Harris thinks on this.
to be fair, we do want to have the armor made as well. So maybe in the time, the armor could be made.
It depends if we can afford it. Is the point? Right.
Well,
so
you're supplying a lot of the scales.
yeah.
So all you're really paying for is the work.
Yeah. So, so for 4 of them, you're talking at the moment. If we would take them at cost, we're talking 6,000, right?
Correct.
So we're buying 4 from you. This is probably quite a rare purchase. Not going to happen very often. So, is there anything we can do as we're buying in 4? We're not just buying 1. You know.
A bundle. Hmm?
Yeah. I mean, if you like, if it somehow makes it cheaper, if there's like something like maybe there's a, not saying you would have any low quality work, but say there's a work you're less proud of that you just want sold, you know, maybe through.
Wonder, tell me where you're exactly planning on going.
Karis considers this, thinks some things.
He is an Earth Genasi.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, actually, because of what we've read, the Earth Genasi probably wouldn't be happy about us going there because they think we're thieves, etc. So, there's that.
Not necessarily. Well, anyway, regardless.
So what Carius will say is, well, I'm personally thinking of we're planning to do some plane jumping, going around a few, and we've heard that the atmosphere isn't exactly the most hospitable to those native to this plane. So, I personally want to go to the plane of water. It's a religious thing. We've got someone who definitely wants to go to the plane of fire. We've got somebody
I think it
wants
was
to go to the
horrible
plane of
to try and
Earth,
put up with.
and I'd honestly
Oh.
quite like the plane of air as well.
He thinks for a moment. Hmm.
But I suppose, whilst obviously I realise like all the gemstones and everything from the Earth Elemental plane belong to the Dows and stuff. So, but like the very rocks themselves, I mean, would you appreciate maybe if we do manage to get to the Earth Elemental plane, maybe some stone from there? You know, remind you of your ancestry.
My ancestry. Most Earth Genasi do not have fond memories of their home, should they have even escaped the slave masters.
Ah, so if I so based on what you're saying, you'd like a little bit of, if we could, maybe work a little bit of revenge in for you.
The Tao are, well, they are ruthless. If they captured any one of you, they would likely force you into work, mining endlessly into the earth in inhospitable locations.
Yeah. Not knowing much about the Dows, how do they rate against a blue dragon? Like in terms of danger level?
They are more powerful. They would command many servants,
Right.
armies even under their service.
So the fact we took down 4 blue dragons probably not gonna benefit us too much.
Which kind of blinks for a few moments. You are clearly powerful adventurers. Then
Yeah.
perhaps if you're going to the elemental plane of Earth, you might also be interested in one of these. And he clops over towards a case. And the case itself is made of glass. And as he opens it out, you see that there is a single ring sitting in there. And he delicately plucks it forth and says, This is a ring of X-ray vision. And you see that there is a eye in the middle of the ring encrusted with diamonds. Or they look to be like diamonds at the very least. Says this will allow you to see through walls that can close in around you.
I mean, that would probably be useful for definite. Also, I just sort of look to Kashan, who's probably with us. I mean, if you're looking to open your third eye, I mean, this is literally a ring with an eye on it.
Is that a real eye?
Really? That thing looks creepy. It looks like something Leveland would wear.
Yeah, but it's going to allow you to potentially see through walls and stuff. That's pretty cool.
It is an attunement item. It is priced at 6,000 gold pieces.
Is it a real
you
eye?
can swiftly fuck off.
Is it a real eye?
A real eye?
Like magically preserved in some way, I guess? Or is it more just decoration?
Is it a decorative eye, or is it like
This is an
real?
eye of a Zorn,
A Zorn?
Oh.
What's a Zorn?
an earth elemental-like creature. 3 arms, 3 legs, and they can meld through stone effortlessly.
I hate those things. Though they're not used very often, so I'm kind of glad they're being mentioned.
So potentially, if a certain thing
We only have one of these.
was to use this, I could get X-ray vision. And I'm
Yeah.
not using the specific words of what I mean, but the rest of the party probably know what I mean.
Wait, Karis is just considering this, and out of character, you basically saying if you had this because of your book, you'd essentially have 360. No, are you saying basically get your book to eat it?
Because it is a real eye.
Yeah, but it's been turned into
Yeah.
Earring.
The book's an attunement item, but it is also a creature. Can it attune to items?
No, because the book is Llewellyn, so
Yeah.
Llewellyn,
Yeah, that's. I just thought I'd
is-
ask. You know.
it in of itself is an attunement item.
Yeah.
I was thinking because it's a real eye, we just pluck the eye out of the ring
No.
and toss it into the book.
No. Hmm.
Cool idea though.
Are there any spells that let you see through walls?
Only the invocation.
Oh, really? That makes that invocation a lot more valuable than I thought.
You get meld into stone though.
Yeah, there's a few spells like that, but okay, so
Anyway, we don't seem to be wanting to get this.
but say we did get this along with the four things. What do we say? Karras just sort of plucks a number out of his head, like 9,000 for the lot.
That's like 50% off the price.
No, it's not. It's 50%. Technically, it's 25% off because entirely be 12,000 for all 5 items.
We are returning customers.
You meant 50% off the ring of
Yeah,
X-ray vision.
but it's because we're doing the bulk offer, so it's 50% off our total
Mm.
purchase. So, like, it's like what, like
I would like to mention that
Roll me a persuasion check, Carius.
before
But
he
he
says this, I would
What?
also like to mention that the Vizier was very impressed with the gift that you made for Irina.
The Vizier.
The Vizier was very impressed.
She said it was for a friend.
yeah, she's
Yeah.
friends with the Vizier.
My goodness, I had no idea. Your esteemed adventurers, clearly, but to also climb so high in the ranks of aristocracy is most impressive.
Yeah, I mean, Karras is just like, I mean, I might not look it, but you know, I'm kind of up there. I just, you know, I play the whole, you know, I try not to play it up too much. I do have a very nice suit if I need to play it up, but you know. But,
And that's my aid.
That's pretty good aid, actually. That's a good reason for him to like you guys.
25.
Okay, that's not
And
bad.
thank God for the advantage because otherwise that would be a 12.
Bringing up the Vizier's name themselves, like
Name
he is
drop.
now, yeah, he's name dropped. He's now clearly just you're his best friends now. If he's providing jewelry for like that high up, yeah, he's clearly like, right. Yes, I think we can arrange. Ninth. Let's have a nice round number, and call it 10,000 gold.
Okay, right. So I'm happy with that price. That's a good saving. So what we'll do is we'll
Fantastic.
if we can put that offer like on hold. We've got to go sell a few things, make a couple of discussions, and then we should be back shortly with the money.
Yeah, our accountant is currently holding our gold.
Yes.
Of
Yeah,
course.
you
in
know,
that
I
case,
mean, we're not going to carry like that sort of money around ourselves.
not a problem. It'll take a week's time for at least the enchanting to be done on the other 2 necklaces. So
Yeah.
they will be ready for your picking up
Yeah.
whenever you're ready.
Karras sort of considers this, and it's just like, I realise we've sort of struck the deal, but is there any chance you can add like any additional features to them? I don't know, it's like in fact, engravings would be kind of cool. With the Chiastas, so if you can like think something of that, like stars, adventure sort of thing.
Just like have it like the Chiastas and then like a dash, and it's just like we adapt together.
Yeah. In fact, I realise this might be a bit of a stretch, but would it be possible to somehow combine the Necklace of Adaptation with the ring into like one item? So you only need to attune once rather than twice.
Ray adaptation.
This has very risky consequences. Some have potentially been able to do it. It is not unheard of, but in a business model, it is not worth the risks normally
Right.
associated.
That is fine. I wasn't sure. I thought the idea came to my mind. If it's not something that is possible, then that's fine. Just thought I'd
There is
ask.
someone in town, in fact, that has been reported wearing a cloak of the bat that also doubles as a portable hole. Most impressive.
That sounds amazing.
Indeed. They are, in fact, also a rarer of the races, a turtle, I believe. Yeah.
Oh.
You don't see those very often, and I mean, I deal with Actually, no, that would be
Especially flying ones.
yeah, flying turtle. That's a
Indeed.
oh god. Now I'm just Sorry, it's just in my head. I'm imagining like this turtle flying up above you, retracting its shell and just dropping.
We need to stop the turtle. We'll have no flying turtles on our watch. Flashbacks.
Rumor has it, though, that the enchantment was only possible thanks to the power of an archfey.
Ah, out of character. God damn it! It's crud again, isn't it?
Crud, no. If Steph was still here, they would know.
Yeah, but that would be my
Anyway.
guess out of character because we used that to combine items previously. So
We can personalize these necklaces, though, adding either a different material,
yeah,
which would make a different color.
you know what? Just thinking, if I could have something like blue, maybe lightningy.
He shows this is a traditional necklace. Oh, nope, wrong one. He says this is what a traditional necklace of adaptation looks like, and it's the one that you're actually wearing right now.
Oh, okay. So what I'm thinking for my one, if we could, you've got these dangly bit sort of things. If we could replace those with maybe some like lightning bolt sort of symbol sort of thing, maybe throw a bit of blue in there. Actually no, the blue would blend in too well. Though that could work for hiding. So maybe a different shade of blue to what I am.
Yes, we can make it out of a more cobalt-like.
Yeah, that'd be
Colour?
cool. And
Material?
then for Llewellyn, I'm thinking black. Like, actually, Llewellyn's got one, so he doesn't need one.
Yeah, he's already got one.
For Irina, we'll go more of a red sort of color. For I don't know if this is possible, but maybe like a sort of starry pattern. Like
We can use opal. Try
Yeah.
and replicate that.
And then for Kashan, Karis is just sort of thinking and just like,
Oh, Kashan's with you.
yeah, maybe like what sort
do
of
you want on
thing?
your
What sort of
necklace,
thing would you
Jen?
like, Kashan? Because I'm sort of the others are a bit more obvious. You're a bit more subtle, so I don't know what would be of interest to you in this case.
I'm not too sure. I haven't really thought.
How
Didn't you buy some bangles in the marketplace?
Karis has an
I guess
idea.
I would have already had something like that from when I had my Guidea makeover.
Yeah.
Did you want to have that match?
How about we put some racing stripes on it because we know you like to go fast. No.
No.
Can we give you like a number like 69?
I mean, my friend's here quite skilled in martial arts. Is there anything that comes to mind immediately for that?
Oh, these little tassels at the end of the necklace. We could maybe put something, fun for a cat-like individual to play with.
Put some
Oh,
bells on it.
feathers.
Or feathers.
Racist.
Feathers.
Yeah,
Feathers would have a nice sort of look. Or, I was honestly thinking like rabbit's feet for luck.
whatever you wish.
No.
Oh God.
The
No
staff just
violence
comes
in my
around.
shop, please. Fine, that's fine.
Why me? He said
In one
belts.
swing, he got both of you.
Did he? Oh, you did go for both. All right then.
God, Levin's nearly dead.
Yeah, that was pretty bad.
Carrius in reaction. I wouldn't normally do this, but in his reaction, he'll just use his whatever it is, his Wrath of the Storm to basically I'm gonna do this to thunderously rebuke him, so he just gets struck by lightning for hitting me.
Please, keep your spells and everything to a minimum at least.
Sorry, I'm a bit charged up from dealing with 4 blue dragons. It happens.
I see.
Right, but let's think of something a little less obviously racist.
Whatever it is, you
Carrius,
can live.
yeah. Carrius was thinking. What about some blue flames, like for the frozen flame?
That'd be cool.
That'd be cool.
All right.
Maybe not like for the dangly bits, because that might look. Actually, that would probably look kind of cool. You know, you have like these little flames dangling on you.
Yeah. All right. That most likely will help with the breathing part,
Yeah,
which is probably one of the biggest obstacles.
and then
Do you have any preparations in mind for getting crushed alive or buried alive?
well, I haven't chosen what spell to take for leveling up yet, but it seemed odd for me to take a spell specifically for this, and it wouldn't fit Karis's character. Can we get
Any
to
ideas, Sean? Just a quick throw it out there. Because do you have any ideas or plans or prep that you would like to make regarding potentially getting crushed alive within the Earth Elemental Plane? This is your next big venture here. So preparations are key.
To not get crushed.
Okay, not get crushed. Cool. That's fine.
No, as in the I'm
Yeah.
preparing to not get crushed.
Yeah. Basically,
Yeah.
because it's like a moving maze almost, so the walls could suddenly close in, etc. This is a really out of the wild sort of thing, but is it possible to get an item like Knuckles' shovel claws from Sonic Adventure 2? So that you can just
Wow,
dig
that's
through.
very specific. If you're looking, all right, I'll say this. With that idea in mind, you have seen one place already that has many weird and wacky magic items.
What if we get the Book of Misspells and we can misspell a spell to get through? Is there
Is
a
that what you're on about?
Marzook's Bazaar is the one place you could potentially find something, maybe something that could help.
I'm trying to think if there's a.
Potential.
The only other thing I could think of is spell scrolls for some of the spells that would do it, like transmute stone to mud, or the
Good
one that
thinking.
allows you to shape stone to make doorways. That I can't think of the name of.
Stone shape.
Stone shape. Wow, how did I not think of that? I'm like, shape stone.
What's
No,
that spell that shapes stone? Stone shape? Ah, yes.
Yeah. Either that, or is there anywhere that sells a pet bullet?
Pet bullet?
Yeah.
No. No, they don't. I'm
Um,
afraid. But you could ask around and I'll tell you what, give me both anyone or you three give me intelligence checks.
I'm good at that.
I'm
Yeah.
not. Karis is
Okay,
coming
then
up
tell
with all sorts of weird, wacky ideas.
Ooh.
Now, if we got a lot of spoons, we might be able to dig our way through.
Yeah.
I'm playing
Spoon.
into my low roll.
That's great.
At least shovels.
Llewellyn, you've been inside the hut. You've seen the hags and how they've created potions of all kinds. There is potential to turn yourselves into gaseous forms.
Oh yes,
with
gaseous
certain
form.
potions.
Yeah.
Now that wouldn't be a
And-
bad. Is that even a?
Potion makers, alchemists alike. There's got to be someone in here in Gaidia, who can maybe mix something up, or
Potion.
maybe within even some of your own ingredients, you could try and attempt something. If you're proficient in alchemy supplies, but
I mean,
So
I
that kind of
potions,
thing is a good idea.
so potions of etherealness.
or
Or
potions of
gaseous
gaseous form.
Of gaseous form.
Also, spell scrolls of move earth might work.
Is that will prevent you from getting crushed alive if you're literally gas.
Do
Yeah.
we need the X-ray ring because we've got an X-ray T-shirt?
You don't. You don't. He offered it though, considering he doesn't know that you've got someone who can do that, and he offered it because he's a jeweler and he has rings and necklaces. So
Yeah, I was thinking more. It gives us an. It was more. I realize it costs us more in the long run, but it was more that we get an item that could be useful in the future. Like we're not always, potentially, we're not always going to have Andy or Irina around, so we might need more than one person who can do this. It could be useful to trade to someone later. Actually, just before we go, I guess, other than the Ring of X-Ray Vision, do you have any other rings of a similar price that might be useful instead of that? Just seeing what we've got.
Other rings.
Or necklaces, anything really, just similar price sort of structure. I'm just
Allow me-
thinking.
Allow me a moment to check our catalog.
Yeah.
So we do have a couple of other things we need to get to, and we're spending a lot of time here.
Yeah.
Simply something I suggested off the top of my head, but we do also have this wonderful medallion of thoughts. Perhaps this is
Could be
of
useful.
use.
That's like mind reading, isn't it? That's like allows you to do detect thoughts. I had a cursed version of that allowed everyone to hear my thoughts.
Yeah, it allows you to use detect thoughts, 3 charges, recharge at dawn. It's an uncommon item.
Yeah.
Or if you're looking to traverse places of heights and depths, then perhaps a ring of jumping would be more suitable.
That would be cool on Kashan. Triple your jump. I think that's what Ring of Jumping does. Does it essentially function
Yeah,
as
it
a jump
allows you to
spell?
cast jump. Yep, as a bonus action.
Is that an attunement one?
It is, I'm afraid.
But Shad already has 3.
Yeah.
Well, then perhaps a ring of feather falling instead. That might save you from a
Well,
fall.
that one's attunement as well, isn't it?
It is.
Do you have any
Definitely not-
non-attunement rings?
Yeah.
My goodness, alright, I'll have to go
Sorry,
and
we
do
have a
more.
lot of magic items.
Yeah, we're a little bit stacked.
I'll do a more in-depth search.
We're a little bit stacked. Because we still need to go to the monster guy to sell whatever we're not going to be using, or have him make armor
Yeah.
and see how much that would cost. And I still want to check to see how Elravan's book's coming along.
I'm seeing.
So he looks through his catalog. Most of his stuff he has is attunement, but he says, well, if it's non-attunement you wish, there are potions and scrolls that offer the effects temporarily rather than permanently. That sounds more your line of
Yeah,
thinking. If you're
yeah.
simply going to a place once, then potions and scrolls are more appropriate for the one-off.
Do you have some of those?
CS Farm.
I'm a jeweler. I only specialize in
Well,
items.
so can we instead? I like just thinking. Whilst the ring, I would love to own the ring. And I realise sort of we agreed on that to some extent. Just having a quick think while we're considering our plans. It's probably not immediately that useful. It is useful, but it's not something that we feel we'll be able to use, if that makes sense. Because we've got a lot of attunement items that are going to be needed. So, so can we say, obviously, we took 2,000. say 5,000 for the 4 rings. Give us a nice round number for the 4 amulets. Give us a nice round number, and what we will do as an addition is if anyone asks us where we got these, we will tell them we got it here and recommend you. And when we next speak to the vizier, we will say how helpful you were and potentially get you some business that way.
I am happy to agree to that.
Free marketing.
5,000 gold for the for the 4 necklaces.
Yeah. Which
So
I
that's
realise.
Very
what
well.
we need to come up with so far.
Yeah.
I'm
Right.
sure
So.
we probably have that between us.
So.
Because Shan has been probably hoarding many gold.
So we'll say
Not
that
that we
for
know.
now.
I haven't received anything.
Not that we
In the
know.
meantime, would you like an engraving as well? We can hold on to your necklace whilst we do this.
Mine.
Yeah.
Yes. If you wanted something specialized to match your others, an engraving of sorts, Kiar stars, was it?
Yes.
Honestly, for his, when I forgot that he was the one who already had one, I was thinking maybe something like black, maybe like a bone motif sort of thing. Replace like the little dangly things with bones.
That's doable. Yes.
That was just my
You could
idea, Lavelle, you're perfectly. That was just
You
what
can even use
immediately
the little
came to
dragon
mind.
bone.
Yeah.
The dragon bones you got recently.
Can you make them look like half-orc tusks?
You can make them look like them. Yes.
Yeah.
It's,
I'm thinking like to try and tie it in with the whole Uriah thing, because this is where he got the necklace from.
Carius is just like, why half orc?
Yeah. Nonetheless, that is doable.
Yeah.
All right. So coming up to about time now. So
Yeah.
next time you come, we will resume. We'll pick up with you guys going to Marzuk's Bazaar
Yeah.
to see what possible knickknacks and trinkets could possibly help you in going to the elemental plane of Earth.
Yeah.
And also maybe a potion or scroll maker. But yeah, until then, I think, unless anyone wants to do anything else, we can...
Nothing that's immediately coming to mind.
Nope. Alrighty.
Right, so we will leave it there, everyone. We'll be back again same time or perhaps slightly earlier because we start a bit late next week. We'll also be back Sunday with the Witch Hunters, and perhaps most importantly, on Monday we start with the new game where we find out we've done a lot of surface travel on this world, but on Monday we begin to find out what lies beneath.
Oh yes, Monday. Oh hell yeah, I'm so ready.
Which
Amazing.
will involve Jamie, Chris, Tank from the Curse Breakers for those who watched that. Connor, who was he in your Tomb of Annihilation live one?
He was in.
He was in the other one.
He was in Baba Yaga's Dancing Up. One of the original
he was in one of the Baba Yaga's Dancing Hut, but that's unfortunately not streamed. And a new player to our group. We're slowly expanding the roster. A guy called Dave.
Looking forward to all of that. Can't wait.
Yep.
It's gonna be a cool campaign. Very deadly one at that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yep. So bye-bye for now. The Kiasters are signing off.
Farewell until we meet again, mortals. I hope you've enjoyed today's.
All right.